So I'm going to show you the best sketchbook ever done. This was a gift for my 60th birthday by my wife and my daughters. Kathy spent 3 years going around comic book conventions with me and getting this sketchbook made without my knowledge. Pretty impressive, really great dedication, and just a flat out wonderful gift. So let's see what we have and who did things. So this is Aaron Lopresti doing Wonder Woman. He's quite well known for doing Wonder Woman. He's also a good friend of our family's. I'm very glad to have that. And this is Sarah Richard. She's done a lot of different things over the years and is a really interesting young woman that we greatly enjoy knowing. Katie Cook, who has a webtoon comic called Nothing Special that you really ought to be reading. Also famous for My Little Ponies and other things. Neal Adams had something to do with Batman somewhere along the line. I think it's a terrific Joker. I really like it. Don't think I want him coming to my birthday party though. David Petersen of Mouse Guard fame. Don Rosa of Duck fame. And if you haven't read Don's Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck, you are really missing a treat. Joe Rubenstein, Wolverine. Joe worked on the Wolverine miniseries years ago. Really nice drawing. Kathy got this done early in the 3-year cycle. And every year I'd see Joe, he would ask me, "When's your birthday? How old are you?" Figure out what he was doing. But kind of giving me a hint. He'd put something into a sketchbook, I guess. Brent Peoples doing Black Cat from Marvel. I like Brent's work. Einstein from the Manhattan Projects by Nick Patera. Nick's a Houston kid, going on to bigger and better things, lives in Austin now, a couple little girls. Nice guy, good artist. Mike Mayhack, the artist and writer of Cleopatra in Space. And that's a really good series, and you ought to read it. He also has some terrific Supergirl, Batgirl stories that he tells on his website. Tom Zoller, 2 characters from Love and Capes. Dark Blade on the left. On the right-hand side, we have the Crusader. We've known Tom for a long time. One of the first pieces of art I bought, actually, I guess. And pretty early, was a reproduction of one of the covers for Love and Capes. We got to know each other after that. Andy Runton, I love Andy's work. Owlie is a terrific book. If you've got little kids, you should get it. The new ones are in color from Scholastic. Really worth buying. Owlie and Wormy are terrific. Yale Stewart, the creator of JL8, which you can find on Facebook under that name. Bruce is not your basic happy, upbeat person, and you probably shouldn't come to the same birthday party with Joker anyway. Yeah, this girl's trouble. She's from Morning Glories that Joe Eisman worked on, that I wish would come back. Vanessa's a pain in the gut, literally. Dave Marquez is a family friend, actually. Grew up in Houston, went out to Stafford High School, and Stratford High School, and is friends with the daughters of one of Kathy's college roommates. Practically a relative. Richard Cox doing Batwoman, of the more recent vintage of Batwoman. Simon Bisley doing Lobo. Simon's a hoot. Dan Parents, Archie, wishing me my happy birthday. Andy Price. Andy's a funny man and a terrific artist. So we have Princess Celestia, and she writes, or says, "Say, birthday boy, would you like to go for a pony ride?" And her friends are shocked. Is she implying? Keep a clean thought. Cracks me up. Robert Wilson III, Batter Eater Lad, Love the Legion, great drawing. Thanks, Robert. Jeff Smith, Bone. Can't beat that, actually. I love Bone. Bob McLeod, Cannonball, by his creator. Walt Simonson, Beta Ray Bill, with a party hat. How often do you get a Beta Ray Bill with a party hat? Never, I would say. This is Val Mayrick and Howard the Duck. Val was one of the first, maybe the first artist on Howard. This is Steve Irwin. Well, that's not Steve Irwin, that's Deathstroke. But the art's by Steve. Beautiful drawing. Nick Bradshaw did the Hulk, kind of a version of Steranko's famous Hulk cover. Carlo Barberi, Happy Birthday from Spider-Man. Walden Wong, terrific inker, pretty clearly an excellent artist in his own right. It's a beautiful piece. Jessica Gundy is an artist in out of Fort Worth. She goes to a lot of the local cons. We met her several times and quite like her work. This one is by Duncan Brayton, who's an artist that Kathy just ran into at a show, liked her work, decided that she wanted to buy a piece from her and put it in my sketchbook. Farrell Dalrymple, a couple of his characters from his very interesting work. Really talented guy. I saw a Wizard of Oz sketch by him that I thought was great. Ben Dewey, who worked on the Autumn Lands with Kurt Busiek. And Ben's a really interesting guy. He lives up in the Portland area. And I actually have the first drawing he ever did for the Autumn Lands. Joe Jusko was in town. Black Widow. It's hard to argue with that. Or is it the Black Widow? You know, I always thought it was. Maybe that's Vampy. Huh. Never noticed. Never thought about it. Element Lad by Matt Haley. Like Matt's work. Agnes Garbowska. I have a number of pieces by Agnes. She's really funny. She draws cute. I like her work. Emily Rose Peoples, Brent's wife, and an excellent artist in her own right. Batgirl, obviously. Matthew Weldon from Austin. Terrific artist. He's working on Punchline with Bill Williams, and you really should be reading Punchline. Jim Chung with Captain America. Ben Bender's another Texas artist out of Austin, and just a picture he wanted to draw. I'd really like to know who that kid is, and I'd like to know more about him. It's an interesting picture. And Tony Fleece is a friend of the family, and he drew this one night after dinner. And he had the last spot in the book. It was saved for him. You can see that. Saved for Tony. Well, that's the sketchbook. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later.